Hello Sagittarius, how are you guys doing? I hope 2020 is treating you well. Today's reading is all about advice to help you reach your goals in the year 2020. This is a somewhat timeless reading. Again, it does apply to 2020, but whether you stumble upon this video in January or in August, it shouldn't matter. This advice should be timeless and help you on your journey to reaching your goals. This is for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know what those different aspects of your birth chart are, I will leave a link to a calculator down in the description box below where you can find out that information. So, without further ado, let's get into this tarot reading. What kind of advice do we have for Sagittarius? I think a card flipped. Yep, the Empress. Wonderful way to start. Thank you. What kind of advice do we have for Sagittarius for 2020? What's the energy surrounding Sagittarius? What advice do they need? Okay, what do we got here? We got the Five of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Fool. Okay. Empress, Five of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Fool. So the Fool speaks of, taking the leap when you feel like you need to make a transition, get started on something new. When you're feeling inspired, it's about trusting that inspiration and going for it. But at the same time, we also have the Four of Cups beside it. So this is also it's also about making sure you are taking time to meditate, to evaluate the situations, to give yourself self-care, to give yourself love. So not everything needs to be acted upon in the moment. But sometimes, especially when you're feeling like you are lacking inspiration, when you're lacking motivation, when you're feeling like this Five of Cups here, where you're just like, nothing is going right, I've emptied out these cups. Like it's about those times when all of a sudden you maybe hear like, look behind you, right? He's got those two cups behind him. So it's about not wallowing in this negative. This Four of Cups, this isn't wallowing in the negative. This is looking towards the positive, looking towards the future, looking towards almost this Fool energy, this kind of daydreamer, positive, jovial energy. It's about being like, this is what I'm so excited about, and I'm just going to fantasize and daydream about it for a little bit and see where my mind can take me. And this Five of Cups is just, listening to your intuition. When you get these, when you're meditating, when you're daydreaming, or when you're dreaming at night, if things come to you, listen to those. Listen to your divine feminine. You have lots of positive feminine energy. Now, again, you don't have to be a female to have positive feminine energy. It's just a trait. You're a beautiful soul. You're a special soul, and you are worthy and capable to have what you desire. You're nurturing, and you are deserving of living in abundance. But again, sometimes it takes looking behind you to see the abundance that you do have. It's not about focusing on this negative. It's about understanding that you have the power to change your mindset if you need to. You can make the decision to be angry, or you can make the decision to learn from something and to grow. I mean, sure, there are lots of other options you can make too, but that's just kind of a little comparison that came out. It's about understanding the power you hold to change your thoughts. Any other advice for Sagittarius? share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution expression. I almost feel like this cave is this Five of Cups, with you sitting there and wallowing about these 3 cups that have been spilt. When you come out of this cave, you will see the 2 behind you and see the abundance and the love and the joy and the peace within your life. You'll be able to kind of backtrack and see this 4 of Cups and this positive energy. And it's about sharing this experience, especially if you have friends or family or co-workers who kind of feel the same way, kind of like, because you know, like attracts like. When we're feeling down, we feel like most of our friends are also bitching about stuff and having a hard time with relationships. Like, it seems like your outer world mirrors your inner world, right? So it's about sharing your voice. When you have been able to transition into a different mindset, into this more, even the Empress, this more 4 of Cups, this more Fool, where you're more willing to take chances, and take chances on yourself, because you realize that you are this Empress and that you are deserving. Share that. Share your experience with the world so that other people can see that, you know what, I can do that too. Starseed. What lights you up? That's very interesting, because starseeds are thought to be people who are put here on this planet or come to this planet to help others. So when you're sharing your experience, you're helping others, you're allowing other people to realize that, for one, it's not only them in this energy. Other people exist in this energy too, and that it's also possible to get out of that energy. It is possible to get out of the grips of fear or anxiety or negativity. It is possible to get out of that grip. It takes a lot of hard work. Sometimes it takes, medical intervention. It takes professional help, but it is possible to move forward and to just adapt and improve your situation. It is possible. And so by sharing your story, you are helping so many other people. Any other advice for Sagittarius? Chop wood. Interesting. This made me think of Fantasia. When Mickey takes the magician's hat and he puts it on and he gets the broom to start sweeping the floor and carrying water and all of that, right? And then he cuts it in half and then it becomes 2. So it's like, instead of it being in a negative way, you're chopping wood and creating more positivity. It's like the opposite side of the spectrum. Instead of it being a negative thing, it's, look at this abundance that's coming in. One tree can create so much firewood to keep your house warm. That might be a really weird comparison, but for some reason that popped into my head. Okay, who are you? You want to come out? Unfinished symphony. Yeah. This year is about wrapping up things that are no longer serving you, and things that you need to move forward from, things that have been on your to-do list for a long time and just need to, get them off the back burner, get them done. Or if it's something that you ultimately don't need to do, it's just about saying, like, you know what, I'm not holding on to this energy, I'm not holding on to this item, I'm not holding on to whatever. If it's a song that you're writing and it's just not coming together and you're just not feeling it anymore, you're not feeling inspired, then just say, you know what, it was never meant to come to fruition. Or maybe it was, maybe it's the bass line that's throwing you off and it's like, you know what, time to scrap that, start fresh, we'll keep the lyrics, we'll keep the guitar riff, but everything else needs to start fresh. This applies to other areas of your life too. Say you're at a job, but there's things that aren't aligning, right? Maybe it's your schedule isn't working. So maybe you can talk to your employer and say, this schedule is not really working for me. We need to switch days. Maybe you need a morning shift instead of an afternoon shift, or what have you. It's about changing things up so that they're working for you, so that you feel like you can finish the day strong, finish what you're working on. Yeah. And I mean, with this chopped wood too, it's like, until if a tree falls to the ground, you could just leave it and it could rot and decompose and decay. And that's what these unfinished symphonies are. They're just sitting there and they're rotting, and sometimes they're tormenting us, right? Like they're teasing us, like, I haven't gotten all of these things done. But if we take the time to chop it up and turn it into firewood, let it dry properly, take the steps to do what we need to do to finish that and use that energy. You can use that energy to feed the forest, to feed the fungi, to feed the little insects, to feed the food chain, or you can use that to bring it into your house to provide warmth for yourself, for your family. So it's just about deciding what you want to do. And not always do unfinished things need to be finished. Sometimes they no longer serve us. Sometimes they no longer will provide value for our life. Things that we were once excited about can fall out of favor, right? Maybe this Five of Cups, maybe he's not even upset that he's lost or knocked over these 3 cups. Maybe instead he's changing his mindset, and he's saying, thank you for providing me with the water you carried for so long. I have used it, and now your job is finished, and thank you for providing me with that. Okay, Sagittarius, so those are my messages for you. It's all about embracing who you are and taking time to listen to your inspiration, listen to your intuition, and kind of, I don't want to say get your life back on track, because, your life might never have been off track, but I just feel like there's things that have been going in all sorts of different directions, and it's fine to let the tracks go in different directions when they're no longer serving you, and it's fine to say goodbye and let it go. Okay? It's about focusing on what lights you up. What is this Empress energy inside of you? And it might take some releasing, some allowing, and just some meditation, some quiet contemplation, some daydreaming on your part to see where you want to go. If you enjoyed this reading, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.